Where's this other possible father?
Not even quite sure. After we broke up, he changed his number, he moved, he pretty much disappeared. I have tried to find him, I have tried to get a hold of him, and I can't find him.
In a wild paternity court twist, Ms. Miller is here to prove her incredibly dedicated ex, Mr. Rasmussen, isn't her daughter Zaylee's dad.
Ms. Miller, you're here to prove to your ex-boyfriend Scotty Rasmussen that he is not the father of your 3-year-old daughter Zaylee Rasmussen. You claim you've been in an ongoing court battle over custody and have petitioned the court several times for a DNA test, all of which have been denied.
His simple explanation for this bizarre situation? She hates me, he says, all because he admits he cheated on her at the end of their relationship.
Why is Ms. Miller saying you're not Zaylee's father?
Your Honor, I believe it's just out of pure hatred.
Why does she hate you?
She hates me because at the end of the relationship, when things got rocky, I'll admit it, I did go to another woman. I'll be the first to admit that. You know, it was my mistake.
Is that true, Ms. Miller?
No.
But she claims his cheating is irrelevant. The real reason she wants him gone is because she thinks he only wants visitation to claim Zaylee on his taxes.
He says this is about visitation, too. He loves his daughter, but you don't want him to have the visitation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor. Because I believe that the only reason why he wants the visitation is to claim her on his taxes.
Her big gotcha proof he's not the dad. He was partying in Las Vegas when Zaylee was conceived, and she was busy getting with someone else.
Why is it you don't want him involved in this child's life?
Because I still believe that he is not hers. She was conceived in March of 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. And at that time in March, I wasn't even with him. I was with somebody else because he broke up with me because he cheated on me.
But Mr. Rasmussen says he had no idea about another man until 5 months after Zaylee's birth, when she suddenly dropped that bomb in family court.
And still believe I was the only biological father until about 5 or 6 months or so, give or take, after she was born. We were at family court talking to the family court commissioner about custody and the things that go along with that, like where she'd be going to school, her doctor, and all that. I could possibly not be the father because of another man that was involved, and she gave some date, I can't remember the specifics.
His legendary birth story: he raced 45 miles through a foot of snow, beating her to the hospital, telling his job, "Fire me, because my daughter's being born."
I was at the birth, I was at every single doctor's appointment. Zaylee was born, you were at a doctor's appointment, I was at home because I had to work that day. I got a phone call and I answered it. They said she was going into labor. I went home and I drove about 45 miles through a winded, wooded road in Wisconsin in December, mind you, so it was about a foot of snow on the ground. I made it to that hospital in less than 35 minutes. I beat her to the hospital.
She scoffs at his heroic tale, calling it a lie and claiming he just sat in the corner on his computer, showing not much excitement at all.
That's a lie. After she was born...
That was an amazing story. You say that was a lie?
Yes. While I was in labor, he was sitting on one of those hospital cot beds on his computer in the corner, not paying attention to me, in his own little bubble. I really didn't see much excitement.
You didn't?
No.
So why did she let him sign the birth certificate? Because they were engaged. But then one of his own friends snitched that he was cheating with multiple girls.
I gave my daughter my last name.
Because we were engaged, and I thought we were going to get married. I thought we were going to have a happy life and raise our daughter together until about 3 months after she was born, one of his friends told me everything that he was doing throughout our entire relationship, cheating on me, going to multiple places to meet multiple girls.
And what about the other potential father in this mess? Ms. Miller claims he's a ghost who conveniently changed his number, moved, and vanished off the face of the earth.
Where's this other possible father?
Not even quite sure. After we broke up, he changed his number, he moved, he pretty much disappeared. I have tried to find him, I have tried to get a hold of him, and I can't find him.
The courtroom is silent as the verdict for Zaylee is read. Is this man's epic journey of fatherhood about to come to a devastating, soul-crushing end?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. Miss Miller.
She denied me the DNA test not once but twice. That's what gave me further doubt. For the fact that the way she told me that she was pregnant was too fast, the time of conception, she said that the baby went full term, April 1st. The baby was due March 11th.
Ms. Beckley is furious. Mr. Allen, dad to her other two, has only seen their 1-year-old daughter, Idale, once and neglects her completely.
Ms. Beckley, you are in court today to prove Mr. Allen is the biological father of your 1-year-old daughter, Idale Beckley. You say Mr. Allen has only seen his daughter one time since she has been born, and you want him to take responsibility.
I'm very angry, very frustrated. He's been neglecting her from day one.
His defense? They were broken up. He claims Idale was conceived during a one-time, unprotected, angry relations session on their older daughter's birthday.
On Germany's second birthday, he wasn't staying with me, but he ended up coming back on her birthday. We had sex, unprotected.
It wasn't baby making sex. It was angry sex.
It's not about baby making sex. Sex is sex. Whether it's baby making, love making, hate making, sex is sex, and she's still here as a baby. It don't matter what type of sex it was unprotected.
He claims she told him she was pregnant just a day or two after their angry encounter. She says it was a month. Who's lying about the baby-making timeline?
Did you find out she was pregnant?
Within a day or two?
A day or two?
That's a lie. How can I tell you a day after we have sex that I'm pregnant? That don't even make sense.
The birth certificate tells a tale. Allen signed for their first 2 kids, but no father is listed for Idale, and Beckley defiantly gave her last name.
Germany's and Xavier's birth certificate, hers is not signed.
So the first one is for Germany, Jacqueline Allen. Father's name's there. Second one, Xavier Dantes Tyrell Jerome Allen. Father's name is there. Third one, Idale Lisa Alexandria Beckley. No father listed.
But wait, Mr. Allen sensationally claims Ms. Beckley actually denied him a DNA test twice before he finally dragged her to court. What was she trying to hide?
How she deserve your last name?
Did I not call for a DNA test, Miss Beckley?
You did not.
You denied me a DNA test twice. She denied me the DNA test not once but twice. That's what gave me further doubt. For the fact that the way she told me that she pregnant was too fast, the time of conception, she said that the baby went full term, April 1st. The baby was due March 11th.
Their custody exchange is pure chaos. He says she won't let him see Idale during swaps for their other kids. She retorts, "If you're denying her, why would I bring her?"
Well, Your Honor, I have a question, Shamia, about Italy. You know, I asked, could I speak to her? She say no. You know, I asked when she come, well, while us having a visitation every other week, we have swap and exchange at a police station. She don't bring Italy. She don't make Italy a factor to my life. She gave
You're denying her.
Enter the new and very tired-looking fiancé, Cheyenne. She testifies a gossiping neighbor told them Beckley was running around telling another guy he was Idale's father.
You testified that you heard Miss Beckley had been sleeping with another man.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where did you hear this?
From a neighbor of hers.
A neighbor of hers told you this.
A neighbor of hers contacted him and told me and him that she was telling another guy that he was the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Beckley fiercely denies ever telling another man he was the father or sleeping with anyone else during their supposed break. But after all this, can she be believed?
Told another man he was the father.
I wasn't aware, and I never said that.
Is there another man who could potentially be the father?
No, Your Honor.
So during your breakup, you never slept with anybody
I
else?
didn't sleep with nobody, no.
The courtroom waits on pins and needles for Idale's verdict. Will Mr. Allen be forced to step up for another child, or will Ms. Beckley be exposed yet again?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Allen, you are the father.
Told you. You too, fiance. Stepmama.
I'm away, and over 80 times, no exaggeration, over 80 times I call, and I'm like, yo, what's up, babe? Hey, I can't talk right now. Click. And so I call right back.
You know what?
Hey, yo, you know what? We can't talk right now. Click. Hey, yo, I got the landlord here. Click.
You said over 80 times.
Over 80 times.
Mr. Barlow, a proud dad of 8 kids who are his spitting image, swears baby Jabril can't be his because his ex was getting way too cozy with the landlord.
Mr. Barlow, you say your 8 kids look exactly like you, but the defendant's son, Jabril, looks nothing like you.
While I was away, you understand? While I was away, I believe she was sleeping with the landlord.
You do?
Yeah.
This landlord was suspiciously nice, allegedly doing repairs at 10 p.m., buying furniture, and giving Ms. Winslow a massive discount on rent. Is he a saint or a secret lover?
The landlord's at the house at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
And you know why, Your
beds
Honor?
and stuff.
You know why,
I'm
Your
like,
Honor?
how he got-
Because he doesn't have contractors. He doesn't have a hired contractor. He's doing everything himself. So if he has to come at 10 o'clock at night to fix some water that's leaking from my roof,
Now, you gotta pay me $2,500 for rent, right? For what reason do I say, okay, you ain't got it, just give me $300.
Mr. Barlow claims he called home over 80 times while away, and Ms. Winslow would almost always hang up on him, constantly claiming the landlord was conveniently there.
I'm away, and over 80 times, no exaggeration, over 80 times I call, and I'm like, yo, what's up, babe? Hey, I can't talk right now. Click. And so I call right back.
You know what?
Hey, yo, you know what? We can't talk right now. Click. Hey, yo, I got the landlord here. Click.
You said over 80 times.
Over 80 times.
The first time Mr. Barlow met this mysterious landlord, the guy was casually buying ice cream for Ms. Winslow and the kids, later even seen playing football with them.
I came home one time, I just popped up, right? I pop up one time, they crossing the street. I think the dude a stranger, cause I ain't never met him yet. And so they walking across the street, and I'm like, yo, I approached all of them. Hey, what y'all doing with this stranger? What you doing with my children? They like, he ain't a stranger, he the landlord. And then I come home another time, they playing football, you know what I'm saying? They playing ball. He always at the house, for what?
The bombshell of all bombshells. Ms. Winslow tearfully declares baby Jabril looks nothing like her or Barlow because she believes he was accidentally switched at birth at the hospital.
Obviously has African-American features. However, he doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow. He doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow. So now that leads me to believe the only way that this baby is not this man's child is if he's not mine. I believe something happened at the hospital, and it would devastate me, Your Honor. I have a strong connection with my son.
Fueled by frantic internet research, about 28,000 babies being switched annually, Ms. Winslow is genuinely terrified she might not even be Jabril's biological mother.
I did a research online. The research is right here. 28,000 babies have been switched at the hospital and find out later on that their parents aren't their biological children.
The fact that there are about 28,000 babies that get switched at birth in the hospital.
In the hospital.
The maternity test results are in. After a dramatic court recess, Judge Lake confirms with 99.999999% certainty that Ms. Winslow is Jabril's mother. The switched at birth theory is officially debunked.
We're back in session in the case of Barlow versus Winslow. You've claimed this child could have been switched at birth.
Yes, Your Honor.
These results state that the probability of maternity is 99.9999%. You, Ms. Winslow, are Jabril's mother.
But Ms. Winslow fires back with her own bombshell, revealing that during their relationship, Mr. Barlow has had twins and triplets on her. This man is no angel.
And I have never cheated on this man. I've been with this man for 11 years, off and on. Throughout the whole time I've been with him, he have not only had twins on me, but triplets as well.
Mr. Barlow admits he signed Jabril's birth certificate, despite his landlord theory, because he didn't want to miss out on another kid's life. Will he regret that signature?
I was there during the delivery. I was there to sign the birth certificate because there's no way for me to say, this is not my child. I got 9 children. And out of those other 8 children, there's been spots in their life that I missed. And I said, if this child is mine, I will not miss one single day.
Judge Lake holds the envelope. Is the suspiciously handy landlord the dad after all? Or is Mr. Barlow about to be confirmed as the father to the one kid who looks nothing like him?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Barlow, you are the father.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to ask, what is your ex doing?
Absolutely nothing with his life.
We have no idea where he's even at.
I have no contact with him. I even tried to speak to his father, and his father has no idea. He hasn't seen him in 6 months. Just to get in contact with him and be like, hey, you know, we need to figure something out here, and he will not get in contact with me. He's deleted and blocked all my numbers. He's blocked and deleted me on Facebook, the same as the rest of my family.
This dude's wedding is literally on the line. If the DNA says he's not baby London's dad, he swears he's calling the whole thing off next month.
Ms. Lohman, you are in court today hoping and praying your fiance, Mr. Mitchell, is the biological father of your daughter, London, and you and your mother are here to prove it. You say today's DNA results will determine the future of your family together.
After insisting he was the one, Ms. Lohman casually admits she did tell him there was a possibility he wasn't the dad. So which version of her story is the real lie?
He will tell me, no, you know, I don't think she is.
But you've also told him that she's not, so...
No, I have never actually told Jonathan that he was not. I told him there was a possibility that he might not be, but I have never for sure told him he hasn't been.
Their wholesome love story began with him moving into her family's house as a friend. Then they started hooking up while she still had another boyfriend.
Were you single at that time?
No, Your Honor. I had a boyfriend at the time. After about 2 months of him living with me and my family, we were sitting on the couch one day just talking, and he kissed me. Told him, I have a boyfriend, we can't do this. And he just kind of shrugged it off and said, okay.
At that point, Mr. Mitchell was just your friend.
About a week after that, we were in the pool, and we were swimming under the water, and he kissed me under the water, and I came up, and I didn't stop it.
Her poor, clueless ex-boyfriend still has no idea she was having a secret, unprotected affair with the house guest, Mr. Mitchell, this whole entire time.
He never found out, and to this day, he still doesn't know.
He does not know to this day that you were also sleeping with Mr. Mitchell.
Right, Your Honor.
Her scientific paternity proof? She slept with Mitchell every day, but the ex only once or twice. Does this girl actually think making a baby is a lottery game?
I had went to the doctor and confirmed that I was pregnant, and then on my second doctor's appointment, I asked, do you have an estimate of when I conceived, because I can't tell you the exact date. And she told me I conceived somewhere between October 12th and October 22nd. And I got to looking back at the dates, and I had sex with Mr. Mitchell more times than I had sex with my ex. I had sex with Mr. Mitchell about every day and only once or twice with my ex.
She hysterically swears baby London is his clone, pointing to his dark blue eyes and extremely long, thick eyelashes. Is this paternity court or a bizarre beauty pageant?
And then after she was born, I was like, Mr. Mitchell, she looks just like you. I was like, she has your eyes, the same exact eye color.
But just because she has blue eyes and blonde hair doesn't mean she's mine.
Yes, but my ex had light blue eyes. Jonathan has dark blue eyes. London has dark blue eyes. My ex had little to no eyelashes. Mr. Mitchell has extremely long, thick eyelashes, and my daughter London does as well.
Mr. Mitchell's cousin is not having it, claiming Lohman only chose him because she knows he's the better, more responsible baby daddy option. Is this love or a strategic trap?
I believe that she knows that Jonathan is going to do what is right, loves the baby, and he is going to step up and be the father that she needs. And I feel like because she knows that is why we are in the situation we are in.
So you basically believe Ms. Lohman has chosen Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
And what about the other potential father, her ex-boyfriend? Oh, he's just a total ghost who blocked her and completely vanished. How unbelievably, suspiciously convenient.
I have no contact with him. I even tried to speak to his father, and his father has no idea. He hasn't seen him in 6 months. Just to get in contact with him and be like, hey, we need to figure something out here, and he will not get in contact with me. He's deleted and blocked all my numbers. He's blocked and deleted me on Facebook, the same as the rest of my family.
This man actually got down on one knee and proposed to her while she was pregnant, even with this massive, ticking time bomb of a paternity question looming over them.
So at what point do you two get engaged?
We were in Indiana with a family member of Mr. Mitchell's, and Mr. Mitchell took me on a walk, and we were under a beautiful bridge, and he proposed to me.
So he proposed to you, and you said yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Even in spite of this paternity question?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Lake holds the envelope that will decide their entire future. Will Mr. Mitchell be named the father? Or is this wedding officially, spectacularly, and immediately off?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Mitchell, you are not the father.
When I was young, I was dating a stripper, and she had a baby, all right? She disappeared. What reason, I don't know, but when she finally came back, we figured out that baby wasn't mine. Got my name off the birth certificate, finally. Second time this has happened in my life, a young lady got pregnant, but come to find out, she was dealing with somebody that I knew. She didn't know we knew each other. She got pregnant, we talked, me and the guy, we talked.
This paternity court regular, Mr. Bolton, is back for round 4. He's convinced baby Ileana can't be his because she came out white with blue eyes.
Mr. Bolton, this is not your first time in this courtroom. So how convinced are you now that Mr. Bolton is?
I'm very convinced because I only slept with 3 men at that time.
Got myself involved in this young man's life. Most men wouldn't. I'm actually taking him on the weekends when it's available.
Mr. Bolton, you are not his father. Mr. Bolton?
The chaos started in the delivery room. The doctor handed him his newborn daughter and actually asked, "Are you sure this baby's yours? 'Cause this baby's white?"
When the baby was born, I cut the umbilical cord, the doctors wiped the baby off, and they gave Miss Beto the baby at first. She was still fatigued from delivering birth.
Understandably.
So they gave me the baby, gave the procedure to deliver the baby. He handed me the baby and he looked at me. He said, "Are you sure this baby's yours?" And I looked at the doctor. I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Because this baby's white."
Ms. Beto fires back with a genetics lesson. They're a mixed couple, Dominican black and Puerto Rican black. A light-skinned baby isn't exactly a scientific impossibility.
This is the reason why we're here right there.
We're mixed. I'm Dominican and black. He's Puerto Rican and black. People in my family have different color eyes. My eyes are hazel. My father's eyes are green. He told me that when he was a young boy, when he was a baby, as a matter of fact, his eyes were blue and then they turned green.
But the doubt was everywhere. His family, his boss, and even random people at the grocery store kept asking him if the baby was really his.
First, the doctor said something. When we brought Ileana home from the hospital, we had friends and family come over to see the baby, then looking at the baby like, oh, she's beautiful, she's beautiful. Is she yours?
Maybe on his side, but my side, they did make some comments, but of course I defend it. That's my daughter, you know?
Yep.
So I see him all the time in her. I see a little bit of my features, but mostly I see him.
His paranoia is almost understandable. Bolton reveals he's been through this 3 times before with other women, including a stripper's baby that wasn't his.
When I was young, I was dating a stripper, and she had a baby, all right? She disappeared. What reason, I don't know, but when she finally came back, we figured out that baby wasn't mine. Got my name off the birth certificate, finally. Second time this has happened in my life, a young lady got pregnant, but come to find out, she was dealing with somebody that I knew. She didn't know we knew each other. She got pregnant, we talked, me and the guy, we talked.
While snooping, Bolton found pics on her phone of the other guy's baby, who he hysterically claims looks just like his daughter, Ileana.
She deleted pictures out the phone, you know what I'm saying? Because when you plug a phone into a laptop, the USB charger, the backup pictures are still in the phone. Pictures of him and his baby are still there, together. So I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
Pictures of him and
His baby.
his baby
Yeah.
are in her phone.
In her phone, and it looks like this. His daughter looks like my daughter.
He finally confronted her in bed, sweetly saying, "You know I love you, right?" Before dropping the bomb, "I don't think she's mine. I want a DNA test."
What you mean?
Yeah, but
when he told me that, we were in the bed, and the first thing he said to me is, "Oh, you know I love you, right?" Like, you know somebody gonna say something messed up after they say something like that. And then after that, I don't even know how we got to it. All I know is he was like, "Oh, I don't think she's mine. I want a DNA test." And yeah, I lost it, and I wanted him to get out. So arguing, and I was like, either I'm gonna leave.
Despite his agonizing doubt, a home video reveals Mr. Bolton shares an incredibly beautiful, loving bond with baby Ileana, which makes this whole situation even more tragic.
What she want to say? Say hello. Bye-bye. See y'all later. I love Ileana.
The courtroom waits for the verdict on Ileana. Is Mr. Bolton about to be proven wrong in his doubt, or will he go down in history as 0 for 4?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Bolton, you are her father.
Did you have a relationship with Miss Hammonds?
Yes, we had a physical relationship. It wasn't a relationship.
You pulled at your brother. Were you intimate with Mr. Farmer? Is what he's saying true?
That's Uncle Tommy. Yes, ma'am. That's just nasty.
After a vicious shouting match, Dad Mr. Jacobs horrifically screamed, "Well, those ain't my kids anyway," and stormed out. Will this bombshell tear their family apart forever?
So, Ms. Razor, tell us about the argument you and your brother overheard.
I started to hear a lot of noise in my mom's bedroom. He coming out the room, going to the kitchen saying, "Well, those ain't my kids anyway, so I was doing you a favor," and left out the door.
Precious has a total breakdown, screaming that Mr. Jacobs is the only dad she's ever known and is supposed to walk her down the aisle at her wedding in January.
I'm 26 years old, okay? This is the only man that I know for all my life. He's been there for my kindergarten graduation, my 6th grade graduation. How many men do you know sit in a delivery room with their daughter when they're having a baby? I'm getting married in January. He's supposed to walk me down this aisle.
Adding fuel to the fire, years of neighborhood gossip about a mystery man named Uncle Tommy, who Precious supposedly looks just like, are suddenly brought into the light.
That man Tommy that grandma said that might be my father that I look like, that you denied so many times.
And I overheard at a cookout some of your friends talking about, don't you look like Tommy, whoever Tommy was.
Plot twist. Uncle Tommy, Mr. Farmer, appears via video link, admitting he had a physical relationship with Ms. Hammonds. Precious completely loses it, screaming, "That's just nasty."
Did you have a relationship with Miss Hammonds?
You pulled at your brother.
Yes, we had a physical relationship. It wasn't a relationship.
You pulled at your brother.
Miss Hammonds, were you intimate with Mr. Farmer? Is what he's saying true?
That's Uncle Tommy.
Yes, ma'am.
That's just nasty.
Ms. Hammonds tries to explain away the nasty factor by claiming she and Uncle Tommy just called each other play brother and sister. But will that twisted excuse actually fly?
Okay.
That's her brother.
So what has...
Not a brother.
Y'all say y'all brothers and sisters every day.
Is that true, Miss Hammond? You call him your brother. It's like a play brother.
Yes, ma'am.
So you understand why your daughter is so
We're not
upset.
related. That's not my sister. She's not my sister.
Well, we established
We're not
that.
related.
The first DNA results are in for Precious and her uncle Tommy. Is this the shocking answer to her identity crisis, or is this paternity nightmare just getting started?
In the case of Razor Hunt versus Jacobs Hammond, as it pertains to 26-year-old Precious Razor, Mr. Farmer.
Yes.
You are not.
Yes!
Her
Oh my God! Oh!
Now for the man who raised her. With Uncle Tommy officially ruled out, will Mr. Jacobs be confirmed as Precious's real dad, or is her entire life based on a lie?
Mr. Jacobs, you
All the father.
All the father.
are
No!
her father.
No.
The ultimate bombshell. In her chambers, Ms. Hammonds confesses to her son Hector, "I'm not his mother. He is actually her dead cousin's son, whom she raised."
I have to tell Hector something.
What would you like to tell your son?
I'm not his mother.
What? Are you serious? You're not his mother.
What do you mean?
My cousin's son. She died at childbirth.
So, Mr. Harris, if you don't remember whether or not you were with her, is it because you were involved with more than one woman? I mean, you don't remember.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were with more than one woman at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's why you really can't say for certain who you
Yes,
were
Your
with on what date.
This all started when she made him her Man Crush Monday on Facebook. This led to them hooking up, but he swears they were never a couple.
To be completely honest, Your Honor, me and Mr. Harris were never in a relationship. Let's clarify that now. We're Facebook friends. Mr. Harris, I made him my Man Crush Monday. He's a good guy, hardworking, good father. We messaged back and forth on Facebook for a while. After that, we exchanged numbers.
How did he find out she was pregnant with his alleged baby? She casually texted him the news, then completely ghosted him for months on end.
She texted me and told me she was pregnant, but then she disappeared for months.
But wait, Ms. Kapples coolly admits she started dating another guy while she was already pregnant with the baby she claims is Mr. Harris's.
So who's this other guy that was in the picture?
After me and Mr. Harris were done and over with.
You were already pregnant at the point you started dating the other man?
His shocking confession for not knowing the exact conception dates? He can't be sure because he was busy sleeping with multiple other women at the exact same time.
Mr. Harris, if you don't remember whether or not you were with her, is it because you were involved more than one woman? I mean, you don't remember.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were with more than one woman at that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's why you really can't say for certain who you
Yes,
were
Your
with on what date.
The muffin bombshell. Mr. Harris admits he didn't even know her real name, Chantery, only her nickname, Muffin, despite sleeping with her for months.
Everybody thinks my name is Muffin. What are you talking about?
Wait, no, whose real name?
I didn't know her real name.
Mr. Harris, you were sleeping with this woman for all these months and you didn't even know her name?
Not her real name.
His main reason for all this doubt? Her own best friend apparently snitched on her, telling Mr. Harris that the baby is not his.
Why do you doubt specifically?
Her best friend, she told me that the kid is not mine. On social media, I was getting messages all over people she knows, people her friends.
You said she told you the child was not yours.
She told me not too long ago that
the ultimate awkward encounter. His new girlfriend, Miss Mayfield, works at the hospital and literally ran into Ms. Kapples while she was there getting her tubes tied.
I'm undergoing surgery, getting ready to have my tubes tied.
That is my job.
She worked.
That is my job.
What's your Honor, as a woman, I would not want to be in a room with a woman that's having my boyfriend's baby.
Okay, so you were the patient. You worked the hospital, and then that was where they told you your station or where you were supposed to be. You were assigned to that.
Today, we got our stuff to do. Yes, ma'am.
He says he won't see the baby because she bans his new girlfriend. She says he only texts at 11 p.m. trying to hook up, not to see a sleeping baby.
Have you allowed him to be in Jayceon's life in the meantime? Because the baby's a year and a half now.
I did get him the opportunity, but he was always working. So if you're at work, then my baby's at home with her.
That's when he wrote you, though, at nighttime.
Trying to sleep, 10 o'clock at night. What do you want to come over and watch sleep?
But that's when he got off. That's the time he got.
Him if you want to see him sleep.
All right.
Do you want to come over for me?
Like that.
The courtroom is on pins and needles. Will Mr. Harris be proven the father, or was he just another one of Muffin's many muffins?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Harris, you are not the father.
Thank you.
And so then she was like, hold on, I'm gonna call you back. And then she called me back, and then she was like, are you doing this because of his girlfriend, Savannah? And I was like, what does she have to do with my pregnancy? And then she was like, because that's who he's dating now, and she's pregnant also. I was like, well, that has nothing to do with my baby.
My grandson.
This teenage romance spectacularly imploded a week before prom. She claims he was too immature, but he says his mom caught her getting shady texts from another guy.
Ms. Jones, where did your relationship with the defendant go wrong?
Well, Your Honor, he was so immature that I had to break it off with him a week before prom. He let everybody in his ear. He doesn't have a brain for himself.
And how did they get busted? His 15-year-old sister was innocently playing on her phone and saw texts from a dude asking if she had a good time last night.
Because me and my daughter were text messages coming through your phone.
What text messages?
The one about the gentleman asking about, did y'all have a good time last night?
It wasn't a text message on my phone.
When my 14-year-old daughter was sitting there?
Because she used to let my daughter use her phone like to play on. My daughter's like, she's 15 now, but she would let her use the phone at my house, sitting on my couch, because she
But get this, she kept her pregnancy a complete secret from his family until she was already 8 months along. Her excuse? She was scared of their constant drama.
I found out June 3rd that I was pregnant. And then once I scheduled the date for my actual appointment to see how far along I was a whole month. That's when I decided that I didn't know if I was gonna tell them because of all the drama that I went through with being with him. I knew that they were probably gonna deny my baby. I told them when I was 8 months because
told them when you were 8 months?
Yeah.
When she finally called to reveal her secret, his mom dropped a bomb of her own. His new girlfriend, Savannah, was also pregnant at the exact same time.
And so then she was like, hold on, I'm gonna call you back. And then she called me back, and then she was like, are you doing this because of his girlfriend, Savannah? And I was like, what does she have to do with my pregnancy? And then she was like, because that's who he's dating now, and she's pregnant also. I was like, well, that has nothing to do with my baby.
grandson.
So now this 18-year-old dude has 2 girls pregnant at once. His mom's pathetic excuse? If they knew about the first one, maybe he wouldn't have did the second one.
Wait, another girl pregnant?
Yeah, she didn't tell me until she found out she was pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor, that's how it happened.
How the heck I'm gonna know she's
Facebook,
pregnant and how I
he
know
was
you was
6 weeks
dating her?
pregnant, all of a sudden the phone call came.
And you 18
And that
years
he was
old
dating her.
with 2 girls pregnant at the same time.
Well, if you would have known the first one, maybe he wouldn't have did the second one.
The drama goes public. A manager at her job allegedly told his mom that Ms. Jones was running around claiming multiple men were potential fathers.
So why did the coworker say somebody else was the baby daddy?
What coworker?
Manager said.
The guys that she's claiming to be her baby daddy.
Miss Hasty worked at, one of the managers came in and saw Mr. Houston or my son and said that, is that one of the guys that Miss Jones is claiming to be her baby's father, because I guess he's one of the few.
Enter the new girlfriend, Savannah. She testifies that her manager also pointed out another guy who Ms. Jones had allegedly told was the father too.
When you were working, a co-worker told you something about Ms. Jones.
My manager did. He seen Nigel come in and he said, is this the dude that dated Nakisha? And I said, yeah, that's him. And he was like, the dude told me, and that's over there skinny. He pointed him out to me and was like that she told him that he was the father of her child too.
Mr. Houston has been a devoted dad to his new 6-week-old baby with Savannah, but has never even seen 6-month-old Lyric. Talk about playing favorites.
Mr. Houston, have you played any role in Lyric's life thus far? None. Have you seen him?
No.
So now we've got 2 children. Miss Hasty's had a baby, you have a baby. Miss Hasty, is Mr. Houston involved in your child's life?
Yes.
How old is your baby?
6 weeks.
Was he there for the birth?
Yes.
Is he on the birth certificate?
Yes.
So you've been there for this baby?
Yeah.
Judge Lake completely loses it, calling them all out for being babies having babies, saying she can't tell who's the parent and who's the child.
It's the scene is playing out as to why babies don't need to have babies.
Yes, ma'am, you're right.
True.
I mean, it's
That's
just
true.
playing out.
That's true.
You all are a living PSA. No, really. For everyone to see, this is just so sad. And it's just so disrespectful on so many levels. If I closed my eyes, I wouldn't know who was the parent and who was the child.
The ultimate kicker? This 18-year-old potential father of 2 doesn't even have a job. How does he possibly plan on supporting either of these babies?
You've not gotten 1 dime of support from Mr. Houston.
No, ma'am.
You admittedly haven't sent any money. Do you have a job?
No. I go to school.
What about after school? How in the world do you think you making babies in this world and don't have a job? Who's supposed to take care of them? Me?
Judge Lake holds the envelope. Is this jobless 18-year-old about to be officially named a father of 2? Or was Ms. Jones's post-prom drama all for nothing?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Houston, you are the father.
Boom!
Yeah. Ms. Jones?
Just too many times where she slept with people. Then the one time, she had texted my phone and said that she had another confession. She wanted me to meet her at the grocery store, and she started to cry. And what she says to me is that while I was gone for a few months or whatnot, she slept with a guy and caught 2 diseases.
Ms. Ramos is irate that her ex-fiancé, Mr. Edwards, is denying their baby. But he says she changed her due date to cover her own dirty deeds.
Ms. Ramos, you are in court to prove that your ex-fiancé, Mr. Edwards, fathered your 1-month-old son, Xavier. You claim that after sharing your news that you were pregnant with his baby, women he was secretly cheating with started coming out of the woodwork trying to convince him he's not the dad.
The first bombshell drops. Mr. Edwards claims that when Ms. Ramos was already 1 month pregnant, she went and slept with one of his own relatives.
And so at what point do you find out she cheated?
Well, at the beginning, when she was at least like a month pregnant, that's when she had slept with a relative of mine.
I disagree. It's not even a blood relative, first of all.
Her absolutely bizarre defense for sleeping with his relative? She claims she wasn't fully asleep, but also wasn't going to reject it. What does that even mean?
You were sleeping and someone had sex with you, but you slept through the entire thing?
First of all, no. Actually, I've been broke up with that ex in June, a whole month before me and him even got reunited. So yes, while I was sleeping, he did start getting into me. No, I wasn't fully asleep, but I actually was not trying to really participate.
Bombshell number 2. At a grocery store, she tearfully confessed to Edwards that she slept with another ex and caught 2 diseases while pregnant.
Just too many times where she slept with people. Then the one time she had texted my phone and said that she had another confession. She wanted me to meet her at the grocery store, and she started to cry. And what she says to me is that while I was gone for a few months or whatnot, she slept with a guy and caught 2 diseases.
Despite all this unbelievable, unforgivable chaos, Mr. Edwards actually got down on one knee and proposed to her because he wanted to be something better for the baby.
Which was, we didn't grow up with both of our parents. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a full, complete family growing up. And we both decided that we wanted to have a complete family. He asked me to marry him.
So after all this, Mr. Edwards, you agreed to marry Ms. Ramos? You asked her to marry you?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Even though he proposed and was there for the baby's birth, he admits that while holding the newborn for photos, he was secretly thinking, whose baby is this?
Mr. Edwards, you look pretty happy.
It's just like him. That's what hurt. That's what.
And Ms. Ramos, this upsets you.
It upsets me very bad.
Jerome, I want you to give Mr. Edwards a close-up look at this picture. I'm looking at these pictures presented to the court. Sure. That doesn't look like a look of doubt. You look like a happy dad in those pictures. What are you thinking in that moment?
Whose baby is this?
Really?
But wait, he still told her to give the baby his last name, even though he flat out refused to sign the birth certificate. Talk about sending mixed signals.
So he didn't sign the birth certificate, you still gave Xavier his last name?
Because him and his father told me to give him his last name. They were both there.
I did tell her to give the child my last name.
Enter the bombshell witness. She takes the stand and claims a rumor was going around that Ms. Ramos was already pregnant by someone else before she even met Edwards.
When he said she was pregnant, it was already a rumor going around that she was pregnant before they started talking by somebody else.
Disagree.
Everybody knew about it.
The ultimate plot twist. Ms. Ramos casually reveals she's now engaged to a completely new man and is getting married next month. This, just weeks after having Edwards at the hospital.
Are you all still trying to be together?
No,
I broke up.
No, Your Honor. Actually, no, I'm engaged and about to get ready to get married next month. He's irrelevant to the case.
Judge Lake holds the envelope that will decide everything. Will Mr. Edwards be proven the dad and forever trapped in this mess? Or will his bombshell witness get the last laugh?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Edwards, you are the father.
Thank you. I want you to apologize to our son.
I was like, cause at the end of the day, I went hard I put myself in bad situations for this girl right here. You feel me? So yeah, I was hurt. So I went out there, I was super cheating.
Right.
I was super cheating.
You
feel me?
You come back with 2 transies, right?
Super sleep. I was cheating with everybody and anybody. To be honest with you, I'm gonna be real with you. Because at the point, I'm like, all right, this relationship ain't not going over.
She claims he's denying their son just to live the single life. He says she cheated numerous times, and he has more evidence than this court has ever seen.
Ms. McIntyre, you and your mother stand before me claiming that you are 100% certain that Mr. Wilson is your 3-year-old son, Jashawn's biological father. Evidence than this court has ever seen before to prove that Ms. McIntyre cheated on you numerous times, and therefore you are not her son's father.
The catfish. She says she fell for a cute guy on Facebook, but when he got off the bus, she wanted him to go back. It was not the same man.
We was talking on Facebook. He shared a couple of pictures with me. He shared a picture like this. I thought he was very cute. He said he was gonna take care of me and my daughter. So we finally wanted to meet up, and when he got off the bus, I seen this. He catfished me. I did not expect this getting off the bus, no. I wanted him to go back. I did not expect this at all.
His legendary defense for the alleged catfish? I'm hot. Why I need to catfish somebody? He arrogantly declares, before admitting, bam, there go a baby.
Did you try to catfish her, Mr. Wilson?
No, lie. I'm sexy. Why I need to catfish somebody?
Right.
Is you serious? You saw what you saw. You felt to go with what you wanted to see. We made it happen, and then bam.
Oh, you
that's
made
where
what
it was.
happened? What happened?
Point blank period.
And then bam what? Bam made a baby?
Yeah,
bam, we made a baby.
But the origin story gets even messier. He claims he was actually messing with her family member first, which is how she even came into the picture.
That's the
Decided
thing.
to be girlfriend and boyfriend?
Facebook was never part of the picture. That's the thing. She met me in person, real life, through a family member.
How?
Because I was messing with one of her family members, since we want to get technical.
Okay, that's what I meant. Ratchet.
I was messing with one of her family members, Miss McIntyre, into the picture.
He completely missed the birth of his alleged son. Her excuse for him? He didn't have a ride. His excuse? She didn't call him until after the baby was born.
Did you tell Mr. Wilson?
Not until after the fact. They claim that they didn't
Are
have
you
no way.
serious?
They
Are
called
you
me after the
serious?
fact he was conceived. I wasn't at the hospital.
No, he was
I was
not
none
at
of
the
that.
hospital because
none of that, because they
he
didn't want me to be
said
there.
he didn't
Point blank
have-
period. For real,
That was
'cause he
his
said
excuse.
they claim
He didn't have a right. I called him.
after the fact,
I
though.
called him when she was in labor.
Never.
His doubt truly ignited when her family and friends started snitching that she was messing around with another guy he personally knew face to face.
Because I have got texts from family members, people getting their feelings, and that's what I love about people, because people getting their feelings get mad. That's when true stories come out.
What are the true stories?
Supposedly, I got texts that somebody that I personally knew face to face was messing around with Miss McIntyre around the same time.
His epic, unhinged confession: after he thought she cheated, he went super cheating with everybody and anybody. Boys, girls, whatever, transies, all that.
I was like, cause at the end of the day, I went hard for I put myself in bad situations for this girl right here. You feel me? So yeah, I was hurt. So I went out there, I was super cheating. I was super cheating.
With transies, right?
I was super cheating with everybody and anybody.
that.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna be real with you.
Then she went ghost and disappeared for 4 months. He literally brought a homemade calendar with little ghosts on it to show all the months she was missing in action.
January, I totally disagree with this, cause we kind of didn't really start making it happen till way after my birthday, which is on March 22nd. But since she said she was on January, we gonna fall with that, all right? So boom, she was gone May. Let's put it right there, ghost. Didn't know where to find Teresa. I'm hearing her line, not getting no texts. All righty, I'm letting it be what it's gonna be.
Judge Lake perfectly and hilariously sums up this entire insane case as the catfish goes Casper. But will Casper be revealed as the father?
So basically, this is a case of the catfish goes Casper.
Yeah, pretty much. Despite all the drama, he claims he still hasn't done anything for Jay Sean, because I really don't think Jay Sean mind. Will his ghost calendar prove his case?
And I don't even remember diapers.
Mr. Wilson, you haven't done anything for Jay Sean?
No.
Nope.
Why?
I really don't think Jay Sean mind. Jay Sean looks nothing like me.
Judge Lake has the envelope. Is the self-proclaimed hot catfish actually the dad? Or did she find a new man during her 4 mysterious months as Casper the Ghost?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Wilson, you are his father.
Told you. Told
That's all
you.
I needed to know.
Well, I decided to engage her.
Yeah. But then you were going to accept Camilla as your daughter.
I mean, I would think so. Up until recently, I'm at work and I have people coming up to me like, hey, you know, your girlfriend was with this guy at this time.
What do people at work know about your business?
I publicly display my daughter, and everybody, community pretty much knows Maria was with that other guy a long time.
This couple's wedding is on the line. If the DNA proves Mr. Johnson isn't baby Camilla's dad, he swears he's leaving and never look back.
Mr. Johnson, you claim you are here today with a relationship on the line. Now, you are convinced your fiance's 8-month-old daughter, Camilla, was fathered by her ex-boyfriend and not you. If the DNA results prove your deepest fears are true, you say you plan to leave her and never look back.
Their romance started while they were both cheating on other people. They hooked up for 2 weeks, then she immediately went back to her ex-boyfriend.
Well, Your Honor, it starts maybe 3 years ago. I met Maria at my job. My ex-girlfriend brought her over there. First time I seen her, I fell in love, I'm not gonna lie. She sort of had like a glow around her. She had a boyfriend at the time, and I had a girlfriend at the time, so I never really talked to her. Months went by, and me and my girlfriend broke up. Just so happened her and her boyfriend broke up. She invited me to some party. I never showed up because I thought my ex-girlfriend was gonna be there.
Ms. Quintero brazenly admits she had unprotected relations with her ex. Now she's back with Mr. Johnson, pregnant, and has no idea who the real father is.
So you hung out for a while longer.
Yeah.
Did you hang out in the bedroom?
We did have sex, yeah.
All right, so you had sex with the ex?
Yeah.
So during the window of conception, did you have sex with Mr. Johnson and your ex?
Yeah.
Okay, so
The calendar of chaos is exposed. The conception window lands right when she was juggling both men, but she tries to save herself by claiming the baby was born a month and a half early.
It just states when Cammie was born. The 2 months at the top is midway when me and Maria started talking in March, and February was the month when she was with her ex.
your daughter Camilla was born on the 6th of November.
Yes.
And outlined in green is the time Ms. Quintero, was intimate with her ex.
Yeah.
During the time you say she was with.
The great condom debate begins. Mr. Johnson swears he used a condom. She fires back that he didn't use one every time because they would drink. Forget to use a condom.
I used a condom when we had sex. That was one of the things that were puzzling me around the whole pregnancy thing, because it was just so
he didn't
close.
use the condom every time we had sex because we would drink, forget to use a condom, and I mean, it goes from there.
Despite his intense, swirling doubts about paternity, he was there for the baby's birth and signed the birth certificate because he felt pressured by her family.
All right, so you participated.
Yes.
And you were there for the birth.
Yes.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor.
In your mind, during this time, you said to yourself, I'm going to take on this responsibility. I believe this baby is mine, or?
The time I get with him for about 2 to 3 weeks, I get pregnant, but yet me and you just got together and I get pregnant, so it's like, really, honestly, I have doubts, yes, I do.
These two actually got engaged while this massive paternity question was looming over them. But now, people at his job are gossiping that the baby isn't his.
Well, I decided to engage her.
Yeah.
But then you were going to accept Camilla as your daughter.
I mean, I would think so.
Up until recently, I'm at work and I have people coming up to me like, hey, you know, your girlfriend was with this guy at this time.
What do people at work know about your business?
I publicly display my daughter, and everybody, community pretty much knows Maria was with that other guy a long time.
He once commented on social media that he can't deny baby Camilla looks like him. Now in court, he insists he sees no comparison with me at all. Which is it?
This is a post.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at the mouth, laugh out loud. That's you all day, bro.
Yes, that's my sister.
You write back, wow, well, I can't deny it.
Your Honor, I
she's
just don't
looking
see
a lot like
any
me.
comparison with me at all.
I mean, not
at all.
now,
Like,
but she
anything
did.
with me,
You don't see any
comparison.
resemblance.
No, at all.
His lame excuse for talking to other women? They're just his plan B because she kept jumping back and forth to her ex. She reveals she took her engagement ring off just days ago.
As far as the other girls go, I was sort of just using a plan B. I mean, it may sound a little rude and come off a little wrong.
I mean,
but it was like, kept jumping back and forth from me to her ex.
I
So it
took
was
my
like,
engagement ring
what am I
off
supposed to
because
do?
we've been having a lot of issues lately of him talking to other girls. It's just like, what, it was not a couple of days ago that I got caught talking to another girl, telling her that he doesn't know about me and him anymore.
The courtroom waits for the verdict. Is he the dad, or is he about to kick rocks and leave Ms. Quintero and her baby for good?
8-month-old Camilla Johnson. Mr. Johnson, you are her father. Well, Miss Casey.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been told for over 25 years that Otis Hawkins, the man you believe to be your father, was dead.
Yes, ma'am.
But he's alive. And we found him for you.
For over 25 years, Ms. Case's mother told her a horrific lie, that her father, Otis Hawkins, was brutally shot in the head and killed by his own brother.
Miss Casey, you say that for more than 25 years, your mother has told you that a deceased man who is listed on your birth certificate is your biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
I called his cousin to see did she want to spend time with Wakanda, and she informed me then that he had been shot in the head by his brother and he was deceased.
But wait, there's more drama. Another man, Mr. Edwards, who is already her older sister's father, has now come forward convinced he is her real dad.
Now another man, Mr. Edwards, is claiming he is your biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Edwards is your older sister's father.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Adding to the chaos, Ms. Casey is Caucasian, but both potential fathers are African American. Is she even related to any of these people?
That gentleman is Mr. Hawkins and Mr. Edwards are African American. She is Caucasian. Everyone said I look Puerto Rican, which is Mexican or something. How is that possible if both of them is African American? So it's kind of confusing to me growing up not knowing where I'm from.
The biggest shock in paternity court history, Judge Lake reveals to a stunned Ms. Casey that her dead father, Otis Hawkins, is alive and in the building.
Well, Miss Casey.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been told for over 25 years that Otis Hawkins, the man you believe to be your father, was dead.
Yes, ma'am.
But he's alive. And we found him for you.
The dead man, Mr. Hawkins, dramatically walks into the courtroom. He brings a framed photo of baby Casey that he has cherished over his bed for 27 years.
That Otis Hawkins, the man you believe to be your father, was dead.
Yes, ma'am.
But he's alive. And we found him for you into the courtroom. You need to sit down? You okay?
We go up to the witness stand.
Oh my God, Laconda, there's your room.
So who lied about him being murdered? The mother, Ms. Ewing, swears she was just repeating what she was told. But did she invent this entire gruesome story?
Did you make up the story about hearing that he had been shot and killed?
No, I did not make up that story. That's what I was told before I left San Diego to move back to Long Beach. That's what I was told.
Okay.
With two potential dads now in court, her sister's father and the man who came back from the dead, the first DNA results for Mr. Edwards are about to be read.
In the case of Casey versus Ewing, Edwards, Hawkins, pertaining to whether Mr. Edwards is the father of Ms. Casey, Mr. Edwards, you are not her father.
Now for Mr. Hawkins, the man who kept her picture for 27 agonizing years. Is this the heartwarming father-daughter reunion she's waited 3 decades for? Or is another shock coming?
In the case of Casey versus Ewing, Edwards, Hawkins, pertaining to whether Mr. Hawkins is the father of Ms. Casey, Mr. Hawkins, you are not her father.
With both men shockingly ruled out as her father, a devastated Ms. Casey is left completely fatherless. Again, Judge Lake demands from the mother, do you know who her father is?
Do you know who her father is?
Yeah, I do.
And it's
his brother.
Mr. Hawkins' brother?
Whoa, didn't see that coming.
I had sex with Raniel first, and I used unprotected sex with Raniel, and I used protected sex with the other boy. But
Your Honor, she's lying. The boy told me that he had unprotected sex with Demiria several times because he do not like to use protection.
The wife, Ms. Reed, is dragging her husband's mistress, Ms. Austin, to court not just for a DNA test, but also suing her for $5,000 for wrecking her home.
Ms. Reed, you are demanding that Ms. Austin have a paternity test administered on her child. Being the DNA test will prove that your husband is not her baby's father. Additionally, you are suing his mistress, Ms. Austin, in the amount of $5,000 for alienation of affections.
The mistress's ice-cold defense. The wife needs to pay her own bills, and the husband only cheated because his wife wasn't taking care of the home right.
Ms. Austin, you say you are here today to defend your reputation and prove that Mr. Wallace is the father of your child. You argue that you do not owe Ms. Reed anything, and she needs to move on with her life, pay her own bill.
The wife found out about the affair right after she came home from the hospital from giving birth to their second child. She answered his phone, and the mistress chirped, "I'm Raniel's girlfriend."
Ms. Reed, how did you find out about Ms. Austin?
Yeah, and I found out about Mrs. Austin. One day I came in from the hospital from having my second child, and Raniel's phone rang, and I just so happened to answer the phone. And Mrs. Austin, she said, "I'm Raniel's girlfriend."
Plot twist. The other potential father of the mistress's baby is actually the wife's ex-boyfriend, who the mistress is now casually dating. This web is tangled.
Your Honor, how was he the father of her child when there was another man involved?
My ex-boyfriend, the ones who she go with down. I don't know if they go together.
Oh, wait now. Say that again?
Yes, the man that's the other person who they say that is my daughter Muriel's father, her man, then my ex, who that she is dating now.
The mistress, Ms. Austin, proudly admits she started hooking up with the wife's ex purely as a calculated act of revenge to hurt both her and her cheating lover, Mr. Wallace.
I can explain that situation. Out of revenge. At the time, Raniel was cheating on me with her. So I noticed that Demiria was messaging a boy up on Facebook telling him how she missed him. So how about I get revenge on Raniel and talk to her boyfriend? Yes, I did it to hurt Raniel and I did it to hurt her. And so Raniel, see, it's not okay to cheat on someone and misuse them and tell them you love them. And that's not what you do to someone you love. Cheat on them and you don't misuse them.
Enter the remorseless Casanova himself, Mr. Wallace. He smugly admits to cheating on his wife simply because he was bored in my marriage and has absolutely zero regrets.
You married to Ms. Reed.
Yes.
But you were sleeping with Ms. Austin.
Yes.
You had a baby with Ms. Reed.
3.
You might have a baby with Ms. Austin.
Allegedly.
You busy. You just standing there, Mr. Wallace, like you don't have a piece of remorse in the world. Now, you don't?
No, ma'am.
The condom story is a mess. The mistress says she used protection with the other guy, but the wife claims the other guy told her they had unprotected encounters several times.
I had sex with Raniel first, and I used unprotected sex with Raniel, and I used protected sex with the other boy. But
Your Honor, she's lying. The boy told me that he had unprotected sex with Demiria several times because he do not like to use protection.
When the judge asks the mistress who she wants the baby's father to be, the cheating husband or her new boyfriend, she just laughs and can't answer.
Baby, do you want it to be your husband?
No, Your Honor.
Or your boyfriend?
I'd rather
Just when you thought it couldn't get messier, another woman, Kendrelyn Roberts, takes the stand, claiming she also has a 5-month-old baby by the very busy Mr. Wallace.
I also have found my old child by Mr. Wallace that he claims he's not father of.
After the wife's $5,000 lawsuit against the mistress gets dramatically tossed by the judge, the DNA results for mistress number 1, Ms. Austin's baby, are finally here.
You have a suit where you are suing Ms. Austin for alienation of affection for the amount of $5,000.
Correct.
Sue for alienation of affection, you have to prove that this woman, young woman, planned to destroy your marriage. I don't see that. It was his free will that started this affair. Are we clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
My judgment is for the defendant.
The courtroom waits for the verdict. With a wife, a mistress, another mistress, and another potential dad in the mix, who is the actual father of this baby?
Comes to baby Demuriel, Mr. Wallace. You are her father.
Told you, dummy.
So you were intimate with Mr. Fernandez on the 1st?
Yes, the 31st, the 1st. Then we got into it. He cheated on me on the 2nd, unlike sex. And then I went out with my friend and did what I did.
The 6th, the 7th, and the 8th?
Yes.
Which is during the window of conception?
Yes, Your Honor.
When were you intimate with other guy when you all fell out?
Like January 5th.
Well, that's the same week.
But he cheated on me on January 2nd.
This man is so furious with his cheating fiancée, he pawned her engagement ring and is now suing her for the $300 loss.
You claim you found evidence that she cheated and another man may have fathered your little girl, Divine. Now, you called off the wedding, pawned the ring, and lost $300.
Her defense for cheating? Oh, he was already a cheater when they met, and she only did it for revenge after smelling another woman all over him.
When we first got together, he already had a girlfriend, so he already was a cheater in the beginning. He cheated with...
I cheated. Why are we here? I didn't cheat. Okay. Why are we here right now?
You did cheat, and that's exactly why I cheated. He comes over, he say he was at the house seeing baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come in, I kiss him, I smell it. Start kissing him all over. Because I'm like, okay. But I really was smelling him. That's what I was doing.
How did he bust her? He proudly admits he's a big snooper, went through her phone, and found scandalous pics of her with a Gucci Mane-looking guy.
I found out it took weeks of me pressing it out of her. When I came home, it was just me and her there one day. I see her phone. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a big snooper, so I grabbed the phone. I paid for the phone, but look, I'm a big snooper. I grabbed the phone.
Put on to make you a
I grabbed the phone, I looked through it, I see her hugged up with a guy, some Gucci man looking guy. I don't think he's black, just, hey, who is this?
The condom allergy bombshell. He claims they never used protection because she told him she was allergic to latex. Is this her wildest lie yet?
I kept asking her, it was several arguments.
And I wore a condom.
You allergic to condoms, right? But you allergic to it?
But I didn't know him.
So you're gonna eat some food that you allergic to it, but you ain't know him. You ain't know him.
So wait a
minute, you allergic
Mr.
to
Fernandez, you're saying Butler is allergic to...
She's allergic to condoms, Your Honor. We never use them. I wasn't even aware of this, because we never use condoms.
To the latex material.
To the latex material.
Busted. Under oath, Ms. Butler shamefully admits she is not allergic to latex and lied to Mr. Fernandez just so they wouldn't have to use protection.
Yes.
Are you or are you not allergic to latex?
No.
So that was a lie.
That's why we're here, Your Honor, because she's a liar.
No.
She's a liar.
I'm not a liar.
And
I
need
use
to
the
know
condom.
that's my daughter.
I use the condom.
So you're not actually allergic to latex?
No, I'm not.
Her own calendar of chaos proves she was intimate with her revenge fling and Mr. Fernandez in the very same week, splitting the conception window wide open.
So you were intimate with Mr. Fernandez on the 1st?
Yes, the 31st, the 1st. Then we got into it. He cheated on me on the 2nd, unlike sex. And then I went out with my friend and did what I did.
The 6th, the 7th, and the 8th?
Yes.
Which is during the window of conception?
Yes, Your Honor.
When were you intimate with other guy when you all fell out?
Like January 5th.
Well, that's the same week.
But he cheated on me on January 2nd.
The great look-alike debate rages on. She swears baby Divine is his spitting image. He viciously fires back, "No, she don't. She looks like Gucci Mane."
When I was a newborn and her as a newborn, at the time that I felt, we looked alike.
All right.
Y'all look alike right now. What do you mean?
Do you have those photos?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Fernandez is a child and Divine is a baby, and you say there's no resemblance.
But as she got older,
Look at the eyebrows. Look at the eyes. Look at the nose.
Your Honor, as she got older, the baby don't look like me. She looks like Gucci Mane.
No, she don't.
She looked like the guy that was in that picture.
She admits that in a fit of rage, she spitefully told him, "Yeah, it's not your baby." A comment Judge Lake warns you can never, ever take back.
She told me the baby wanted me.
So, and you, because you always say it's not yours. So,
hold on.
we got an argument.
Let me get to that. What did she say?
She say, when the baby did get conceived.
Okay, because you always throwing in my face.
I went to take the daughter out.
It's Gucci Man baby.
That's not your
first
baby.
one day I'm gonna say, yeah, it's Gucci Man baby, because that's all you
it's not my
say.
baby?
I don't want to keep hearing it's Gucci Man baby. So, of course, I'm going to say, yeah, it's not your baby.
Despite all the gut-wrenching chaos, he tearfully reveals he has baby Divine's name tattooed on him because he loves her so much and just needs the truth.
I still try to be close and bond with baby. I got her name tattooed on me.
So you don't stand off though every time you get an attitude.
That this bothers you.
Yes, it bothers me a lot, Your Honor. Every day I think about it. From work, home, to everywhere. I just think about it. It's on my mind. I love her. I do love that little girl, you know?
Good.
I just need to know, though. I need to know.
The courtroom is on pins and needles. Is this man who pawned the ring about to get his heart broken, or is he actually the father of the Gucci Mane baby?
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Fernandez, you are her father.
I told you. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm going by the date. My due date was January 14th.
Okay.
I had him January 8th. I had sex with Mr. Johnson April 23rd. And May 3rd is just too close.
This teen mom, Ms. Short, is dragging her first love, Mr. Johnson, to court, demanding he step up for their son Jabari after leaving her to struggle alone.
Ms. Short, you and your mother opened your case today because your first love, the defendant, fathered your 21-month-old son, Jabari. You are a single teenage mother who needs help, and you demand Mr. Johnson step up and be a father.
But wait. Ms. Short's own mother admits she knew all along. There was a possibility he may not be the father, and even blocked Mr. Johnson from visiting.
I did stop him from coming over because I didn't want no feelings to get involved, like them to get attached if he wasn't the father, because she did tell them it's a possibility you may not be the father.
The drama ignited when Johnson saw another girl on Facebook and coldly told Short, "I don't want you, I want her." So what did she do next?
Me and Mr. Johnson had sex April 23rd. I seen him on Facebook with another female, and he was like, "I don't want you, I want her." He was talking about the other female. And I was like, he just left. He just left me.
A mere 10 days after he dumped her, Ms. Short had a revenge hookup with another guy because, as she put it, Mr. Johnson don't care about me. Why not?
After that happened, it was May 3rd. I went out to eat with some friends. And that night, I had met the other boy. And this is not my first time meeting him, but this is the first time we ever had sex. I'm like, well, Mr. Johnson don't care about me, why not?
Mr. Johnson was away, whatever that means, and only found out she was pregnant 6 months later. Then his friends started spilling all the juicy tea about the other dude.
I found out she was pregnant 6 months into her pregnancy.
And were you informed that you were the biological father?
Yes, ma'am. She told my mom and dad she was pregnant and I could be the father. So at the time, I'm thinking that the baby's mine. At the end of the day, when I come home from being away, I got her friends coming to me, talking to me about the other dude.
The grandmas go to war. Johnson's mom says Short's mom banned her son from the house. Short's mom claims Johnson is a deadbeat who has babies for trophies.
She didn't come to the baby shower, bought the baby 1 box of Pampers. He bought the baby a small pack of Pampers. It's been a struggle. I've been raising him. I've been doing the best I can. It's very, very expensive. I guess he have babies for trophies. He don't pay child support for none of his kids.
And I didn't go for child
None
support.
of them.
So if this has been very difficult on you.
Ms. Short tries to use her own due date math as proof, claiming her hookup with the other guy on May 3rd was just too close to her April encounter with Johnson.
I'm going by the date. My due date was January 14th.
Okay.
I had him January 8th. I had sex with Mr. Johnson April 23rd. And May 3rd is just too close.
Mr. Johnson was actually there for the baby's birth, but forgot his ID, so he conveniently couldn't sign the birth certificate. Is that the truth or the lamest excuse ever?
Mr. Johnson, were you there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
No, Your Honor, I was finna, but I didn't have my ID at the time to sign the birth certificate.
And he wasn't gonna sign nothing until we found out the truth.
The ultimate bombshell reveal, Mr. Johnson, at just 20 years old, already has 4 other children, making little Jabari potentially his 5th. This kid is a baby-making machine.
Child, how many children do you have?
I have 4. With Jabari, I have 5 in all.
So you got 4 other children.
Yes, ma'am.
And Jabari would make 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I
And you're 20 years old?
The courtroom is on edge. Is 20-year-old Mr. Johnson about to become a confirmed father of 5, or is he finally off the hook for this one?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Johnson, you are the father. Was the time you went back with your ex anywhere near the window of conception?
Okay, so like when I left Robert and I went back to my ex, I had sex with him the same day I went back with him. And I didn't find out I was pregnant until a month later after that. But I had sex both of them on the same day.
After 30 long years of paternity chaos, Ms. Bolyjack is dragging Mr. Smith to court. Her mom, Ms. Common, swears he's the one, but he's not so sure.
Ms. Bolyjack, you and your mother recently appeared in court to help resolve a paternity dispute for your sister. This motivated you to get the answers you've desperately been searching for 3 decades. Your mother has always told you the defendant, Mr. Smith, is your biological father, and you hope today's results prove she's right.
Their so-called summer love ended, she claims, because other women literally wanted to fight her over Mr. Smith. Was he really that much of a prize?
So what was the nature of the relationship? Tell me. Well, you said it was summer love, Miss Common.
But women kept coming up to me telling me that Rob was their man and wanted to fight me over Robert and stuff like that, so I left him.
But then the real tea spills. During their supposed summer love, Ms. Common was also still hooking up with her older, more responsible ex-boyfriend.
And I got with my other older boyfriend, and I told him that he was... And I told him that he was the father because he was much older and he was much responsible for taking care of her. But it is a possibility that he's the father.
Because at the time when it was summer love with Mr. Smith,
I was still going back to my ex.
After you got done with him because he was acting up.
Right.
When the summer love turned cold.
Mr. Smith scoffs at her summer love fairy tale, claiming they only had relations about 3 times before she disappeared. So which version is the real lie?
No, it wasn't like that. She lying.
What was it like? If I was horn, who was I horn with? Name one man I was with.
I only hit it a few times. For real. Only a few times.
Well, how many times did we have sex?
About 3 times.
I'm sorry.
About 3 times. That was it.
I just don't want to hear all that. Can we get back?
The one time Mr. Smith did reach out, he called a 12-year-old Lorraine, told her, "I'm your father," then gave her a phone number that was disconnected 2 days later.
Your Honor, I spoke with him once when I was 12. He called the phone. He told me that he was my father. So it's surprising today that he does not have any recollection or anything. When I spoke to him when I was 12, he told me he was my father. He gave me a phone number that I can contact him back on. 2 days later, I tried to contact him. The phone was disconnected.
His pathetic excuse for ghosting his alleged daughter for 30 agonizing years? It's the life I was living out there. I wasn't ready to step up to the plate.
Why did you disappear? Why? You had opportunity. She came to find you to tell you. At 1. That would have been before Lorraine could remember all of this. Why? Why did you disappear?
It was, Your Honor, it's the life I was living out there, you know. I wasn't ready to step up to the plate and, have any kids.
The ultimate bombshell. Ms. Common finally admits the truth. She had unprotected relations with Mr. Smith and her ex-boyfriend on the exact same day.
Was the time you went back with your ex anywhere near the window of conception?
Okay, so like when I left Robert and I went back to my ex, I had sex with him the same day I went back with him. And I didn't find out I was pregnant until a month later after that. But I had sex both of them on the same day.
To make this mess even worse, Ms. Common confesses she initially told her ex-boyfriend that he was Lorraine's father, and he was actually there for the birth.
Did you tell the ex that he was father and that you were pregnant?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
So did he take care of Lorraine?
Yes, he did when she was a baby. Yes, he did. He went to the hospital with me. He was there for her.
The courtroom is on pins and needles. After a lifetime of uncertainty, is Lorraine about to find her dad? Or is her real father still out there somewhere?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Smith, you are not the father. I'm very sorry.
For one, when she got pregnant, I found out she was pregnant through a manager at the job. He called me in the office and told me she was pregnant. And I told him the same thing I'm telling her. It's not mine.
Ms. Cousin and her mama are here because Mr. Bell is a 2-timing liar who's denying baby Taquan now that his 6-year relationship has been exposed.
Ms. Cousin, you and your mother say you had no choice but to drag the defendant, Mr. Bell, into court today because you're fed up with his lies. He denies being the father of your 7-month-old son, Taquan, and has even gone to the extreme by block all contact.
Mama Sharonika's proof? She found lunch receipts with 2 combos on them. His pathetic excuse. If she's paying for it, of course I'm going to take the food.
You went out a whole weekend, yeah. And then not only that, y'all had lunch together.
Can she let her daughter talk?
She wasn't there. I go in her room, I found receipt with 2 combos on it. I asked her what the combos for. For him and her. At the end of the day.
2 combos
meal for lunch.
If she paying for it, of course I'm gonna take the food. She paying for it.
The mooching gets worse. Destiny claims she had to cut him off because she cannot pay his phone bill every time I get paid.
Every time I go out to get lunch, he right behind me. What you eating for lunch? Can you buy me something? Meet me downtown. Tell me I cannot pay his phone bill every time I get paid.
When she should have been.
Were you paying his phone bill?
Yes.
His sorry defense, it was just a one-time thing in a car. He says they were never really together because he had to go home to her, his actual girlfriend.
Now you say, yeah, you ate the food because she was buying it. You said, yeah, you slept with her.
Once.
It only takes once, you know that, right?
No.
And so, what was the nature of the relationship in your mind?
We met at work. I only seen her outside of work maybe twice. We was never together because I had to go home to her. I was staying with her and my kid.
He claims he found out about the pregnancy from her manager at work. Is this the most bizarre way to get baby news? Or is he just a massive liar?
For one, when she got pregnant, I found out she was pregnant through a manager at the job. He called me in the office and told me she was pregnant. And I told him the same thing I'm telling her. It's not mine.
He swears she told him, I don't want no baby by you anyway, as his proof. She screams back that he's a compulsive liar.
I told my manager, because that's the day that my back was hurt. She said,
And she
you
told
can go.
me the baby wasn't mine. I don't want no baby by you anyway.
Wait, he just said that you told him the baby wasn't his.
He's a compulsive liar.
The girlfriend reveals how she busted him. A friend spotted his picture on Destiny's Instagram, where her gushing bio declared, oh, I love him, that's the one for me.
I was pregnant with our second daughter. I guess you could say a mutual friend happened to recognize Cortez on her page, like for his pictures and stuff like that. And he asked if Cortez and I were still together. And I was just like, you know, of course. He gave me her name or whatever. I searched for her on Instagram. Of course I'm gonna search. I see Cortez is her profile picture. And I see her bio. She's like, oh, I love him. That's the one for me and stuff like that. So I requested her.
Then Destiny messaged the girlfriend on Facebook, brazenly asking for his mom's phone number because I have his baby over here. The sheer, unmitigated gall.
She messaged me on Facebook, and she was like, do you have Cortez's mom number? Because I have his baby over here. At that point, I showed his mom. His mom was like, well, who is that? I found out she was pregnant through the same person.
Judge Lake absolutely loses it, epically blasting Mr. Bell for his little attitude while mooching off a young woman, letting her buy you food and pay your phone bills.
Mr. Bell, I'm getting tired of your side talk, because I'm going to tell you what it looks like. Every time they go to testify, you talking over them, and the only to me is that you don't want me to hear what they're saying because they're telling the truth. I'm about tired of this little attitude you got, because you got a nice girl. But you over there sniffing up at this little girl at work, letting her buy you food and pay your phone bill. Now you here in this courtroom. Don't be mad at nobody but yourself, baby. Nobody.
Judge Lake holds the envelope. Is this two-timing moocher about to be confirmed as the father, or will his long-term girlfriend get the last laugh?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Bell, you are the father.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
What is your side of this? Please stand, sir. Step up to the podium. Do you believe you are Elijah's father?
I just gave him the benefit of the doubt because I'm biracial. My father's white, you know, so
This grandma didn't just show up. She exploded in, suing for $1,000 because baby Elijah's too white. Is this a courtroom or a Klan rally with better lighting?
Ms. McBirth, you petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove your son, Kakitho Hughes, is not father of Ms. Jackson's 2-year-old son, Elijah Jackson. Furthermore, you're suing Ms. Jackson for $1,000 for defamation of character because you claim she posted comments on social media.
Grandma McBirth unleashes her unholy trinity of insults for Ms. Jackson. Trash, trouble, and trifler. Can a human being even survive such legendary, soul-crushing shade?
So, Ms. McBirth, why do you believe your son's not the father?
This woman is trouble. She is trouble with a capital T. She, as a matter of fact, I call her the 3 T's. Trash, trouble, and trifling. That's what she is.
Her evidence? Baby Elijah is white as snow, with 0 chocolate detected by her expert eye. Is this woman a geneticist?
A photo of your son and the child in question,
Right.
and you say the child looks nothing like your son.
That baby white as snow. There's no way that could be my grandchild or my son's baby. He has no features like none of us.
Then Auntie Terrell swoops in like a vulture, calling Ms. Jackson a vampire and a mere snack cake. Will the judge order a psych eval for this whole damn family?
This DNA right here has been in our life. She's never was a girlfriend. You are a vampire. You are just a fly-by-night. We didn't know anything about you. He's been in a relationship for 10 years.
In 10 years,
Babies
He's been
by
in a relationship
another
for 2
woman,
years,
and
for 10
those
years.
are my grands.
10 years. So all she basically was for him was a snack cake on the side of his meal.
Thank
there was
you.
nothing more.
Thank you.
Auntie then accuses Ms. Jackson of a police-busted, wild, intimate party, complete with a live Ho in This House serenade. Is this paternity court or Mardi Gras gone wrong?
That's a lie.
First of all, she's a liar because you just had a wild party that got shut down by the police station last week.
Hello.
ma'am.
Yes,
that
you
is
did.
not
Yes,
true.
you did. You did.
Hoes in this
That
house.
is not true.
Yes, it is true. Why is your neighbors complaining about the sex that goes on in your
There was
household?
no sex going on.
Grandma actually admits her own son's a trifling disaster, but shrugs it off because he's my son. Will her hypocritical nonsense finally make Judge Lake's head explode?
Miss McBirth, I have to ask you, you're very tough on Miss Jack. Do you have anything to say about your son's behavior?
My son, yeah, I know exactly what type of person he is. He just as trifling as she is. He's a handsome guy. He's my son, and I know what he do.
A photo of her son kissing Elijah makes Grandma gag, literally wanting to throw up. Can her stomach handle the truth bomb that's about to detonate?
When you look at this picture,
it make me want to throw up.
It seems like your son is kissing the baby. It makes you want to throw up.
It makes me want to throw up.
Why? For your son to be kissing an innocent child?
Because it's not his.
It doesn't matter, really, if he's showing the child love.
It's not his.
Plot twist supreme. Alleged dad, Mr. Hughes calmly reveals he's biracial because his own father is white. Has Grandma's whole racist charade just spectacularly collapsed?
What is your side of this? Do you believe you are Elijah's father?
I just gave him the benefit of the doubt because I'm biracial. My father's white, so
Now it's Nosebridge Gate. Grandma swears her grandbabies are uniquely bridgeless, but Elijah dares to have one. Is this her smoking gun or just peak delusion?
You don't look like nobody
all
I know.
my grandbabies don't have a bridge on their nose. That little boy got a bridge. Grandchildren all look alike. Every last one.
All
of them.
his kids, all his
So
kids look
wait,
like.
we're looking at the bridge of the nose.
Right.
And you're saying none of those match.
None of those match.
Little Elijah calls other men daddy. Mom blames tall, light-skinned guys in hats. Is this baby just easily bamboozled, or is there a secret daddy army out there?
It was about a month ago. I was coming home from work and I heard her tell another guy who was out in the parking lot. She told him, she said, Cash, come on with daddy. Come with daddy.
I've heard him call other dudes.
Go ahead, Trash. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
She makes it hard on herself based because she throws a lot of doubts in the situation.
Were you having your son Elijah call someone else daddy?
No, ma'am.
The results drop, and Grandma and Auntie unleash a full-blown demonic courtroom meltdown, screaming, "The devil is alive!" What unspeakable horror did that envelope reveal?
And whether Mr. Hughes is the father, Mr. Hughes, you are Elijah's father.
Yeah!